not dying and all that. Be louder with your foul reporting. When they're inbounding the ball, don't look at the thrower. Don't look at the defender and then the other players who are trying to go get the basketball.
Okay, everybody saw that, right? It wasn't just me.
In transition like that, that is technically the trail's out of bounds line. So that's good by Brandon to blow his whistle, tell him whose ball it is. I think everyone was pretty clear there.
Yo, get back! Get back! Get there! Get there!
Let's talk about that little dribble move right there. It looked to me like he got possession, jumped up in the air, and then started his dribble. And remember, you can't move your pivot foot before you begin a dribble, so we probably should have had a travel there. But it did happen quickly, and
Behind you.
good job, Colin, staying behind the basketball. Are you looking at that matchup there, Beware? That post play? And that shot goes up, Beware. You're looking at those rebounders down in the paint. What we should be looking at, we've got a competitive matchup. Players are stacked up. There's nothing there, but that's what I want to get you in the thought process of looking at the right players. We've got somebody watching the shooter.
Set up, guys. Set up. Stop in the green. Set up. All out there. All out there.
Look at that last possession, Brandon, and see, you started in a good spot at trail. As they moved the ball down towards the basket, we just hung out. And you didn't miss anything. You eventually signaled a three-point attempt. That's fine. But you can move a little bit closer. You can work for some angles. You can come on the court more.
21. The block. Basket.
All right, Colin, communicate that with your partner. I don't know if Brandon knew how we were restarting play. Be loud. Tell the players that we're shooting one shot. I don't know if they knew. It was a good call. Did we have a look at that? It looked like a three-point attempt and no one went up with it there. Trail, we've got to be down there early enough so we have a look at it. players were upset about the out-of-bounds call on the other end. I think I got it on tape, I'm not sure, but everyone seemed to think that it was black basketball. We gave it to white. Were we looking at something else? Did we have a bad angle on the play? Looked like she shuffled her feet as she gathered. Kyle, that probably would have come from you at slot. He had a good look at it. Right around the free throw line. Good call, Colin. I like it.
12. Push. Side out.
When we report fouls, we've got to take a look down at the table, because there's been a couple of times where guys have been waiting to come in. We've been in a hurry to report our foul, get the game started, that we don't see those substitutes coming in. And we really can't deny a player an opportunity to sub in at a dead ball. And if we do, that's totally our responsibility, our fault. Are we shooting a free throw here? I mean, I know we are, but we need to communicate that information to the table as well. I would prefer you start the sequence with count the basket, so you would have come up and said count the basket. Fouls on white 10 with the block. We're shooting one shot, one free throw. As you call more basketball, you call more fouls, that stuff will become more familiar with you. But you can think about it on your way up to the table.
Oh, wait, don't slow down. Oh, wait. Do not slow down. Oh, wait. Now, keep back this girl. Go. Grab my read. Oh, yeah. I'm not grabbing my read. Oh, wait. Don't slow down. You're slowing down. Watch the arm bar, Red. Watch the arm bar. Now you do it. Technically, it's called a hand.
Good call. Good call.
Ball right here. Right ball.
So we think about the couple of hand checks that we've called. I want us to turn our attention to after a rebound, after a defensive rebound, and teams are headed up the court. We've had a lot of people who are hanging out. They're just kind of too lazy to get back on defense. They're taking swings at the ball handler. Good job, Colin.
That was on live. You just ran it?
Hey, when you call that foul, we're in a hurry to get to the table. We're looking at the jersey number as we're walking to the table. Take a look at yourself there. If we stand there after we call that foul, gather ourselves, and then tell all the players that we're shooting to, because no one knew whether we were shooting or not until we passed Colin on our way to the table. So if we can announce all that and gather all of our information before we leave the scene, we'll be much stronger as we come to the table. Hopefully we can kind of tell how hesitant we look when we come to the table. I mean, you know you had a foul. You know who it's on. I mean, you could have said, hey, the foul's on Josh Williams shooting 2 free throws. But because you're concerned with the way you're going to say things, you come off as really hesitant. It's a good held ball. Nobody wanted it. All right, Colin, it's in your primary. You want to signal a three-point attempt to let your partners know that it is a try for three. Let the players know, let the table know. Brandon, we talked about how to actually call a timeout. We just raise our hand to stop the clock, blow our whistle, and point at the bench who called the timeout. We don't need to extend our hands like that because all of our timeouts are full timeouts. Good job of coming to the table to report who actually called the timeout. But it's a very simple process that we kind of overcomplicate at times. So we just blow our whistle, stick our hand up in the air just like we're calling any other violation. Then with the other hand, we point to the bench of the team that requested the timeout. Brandon, look at that matchup down low. I hope you're looking at it. We got girls who are leaning all on each other. Whoa. Whoa, go take a look at that and look at the contact from White 10, right at the end of that play. It's like he kind of comes in and everyone's kind of fighting for the ball and he comes in and kind of disrupts everyone. Like, go take a look at that. And that probably would have been either Brandon or Kyle coming in and looking at that play. I mean, Kyle was on your side of the paint, but it was low enough that the lead might have a look at it. Brandon, come work down lower. Come down much lower. I want you at the intersection of the volleyball 6-foot line and the sideline of the volleyball lines. Kind of that right angle right there. You can work wider, but that's how low I want you. Maybe even a step, yeah, right where Colin's getting right now. See, Colin has adjusted to get an angle on that play. Guys, that looked like a three-pointer to me, and no one went up with a signal, so. Good job, that's better. We got a 1-point game.
Go down to the pole. Good work, good work. Hands up.
Colin, is that your 3-point attempt signal there? It looks like you've got 3 fingers out, but it's low. Remember, we're gonna put one arm up, like essentially half of a field goal signal. Brandon, you're at trail, work on a little lower. Keep on coming. You got players right around the 3-point line. And White just took the lead. So you know it's been a competitive game. It hasn't been intense, but I can guarantee you that, and this should be going through your mind right now, that this game will probably take a few steps up in terms of intensity. Brandon, we got players in the backcourt. You're at slot. We're down here. Come help in the backcourt. Gonna walk with a pack of players. You got 6 players right there. Instead, we're kind of just waiting on them here, not really offering a whole lot of help. Hey, on that play, announce to your crewmates how we're restarting. Tell them we're not shooting free throws. Now we got a sub coming in. We just missed a chance to bring the sub in. Come on, guys. Probably had a good 30 seconds. You got to get in the routine. Okay, did I call a foul? Yeah, I called the foul. How are we restarting play? Well, let me tell my partners. Let me get the number of the person who fouled. How are we restarting play? Go to the table, report that. Look down at the table. Do I have subs in? If I just called a foul, the ball is dead, so I can bring in subs right now. So let me do that. Good rotation, Kyle. We haven't done a whole lot of that. Colin, we want to be on the other side of the thrower. Make sure the thrower is between you and the basket. Take a look at that contact there. Probably should have had a whistle on it. Maybe that too. But got her on the arm. Now she's frustrated and she wants to go foul. Right there. Come on, guys. Don't fall asleep here. That's exactly what we talked about at the meeting. She's going to the hole, gets completely knocked off of her path. Got a shooting foul there.
I don't know how many things Apple can
Players have discovered the foul count like it's breaking news. Joel Johnson's being an idiot. I'm sure that, Kyle, you just heard them talking about it. Don't let that become a factor in what you call and what you don't call. Be aware that the foul count is such, but don't let that influence your decision making. Especially this late in the game. It's a 2-point white lead. There's under 2 minutes left. We're at 1:54. Look at the body contact as he's going to the hole. All right, once again, we're not calling timeouts correctly here. All right, in this huddle right here, we should be talking about how many team fouls are there? What's the score? Whose basketball is it? Are we shooting one and one at one end, and are we not shooting at the other end? Are we going to rotate? That type of thing. Do we think that at a certain point that black's going to start fouling to stop the clock? And if so, we need to be on that play and be ready to call all those fouls. That way they don't get frustrated. That way our fouls don't become violent or anything along those lines. All right, let's get him out. Once again, we got players trickling back. Brandon, you're coming back. That's good. That's good. We're at 1:40 left in this basketball game. Tie game, 52-52. white girl was mad that I thought that was a pretty good no call. She stood there, he just avoided the contact. Tell us about the basket here, Brandon, and share that information with us first. What's the status of the basket, then the foul, then how we're restarting play. So with that basket, Black goes up 1. There's 1:04 left on the clock. I like the call. I wish we had a few more of those earlier. I like the call though.
Go foul it.
Heard 2 whistles on that play. Really should only have Brandon's there unless we had a foul or anything like that, but we didn't. See, this type of game, we've got to watch off the ball. We got people going all over each other away from the ball. Take a look at that last play and the number of people that are cutting through the lane with the defender right on them. And if we're all 3 looking at the basketball, we're going to miss all that action. 37 seconds. White's down 1. Now we just got to get into giving them what they want. They want to foul them. If there's any type of contact, we're going to go ahead and get that foul.
Look out! White, 14. Home.
Good job. That's exactly what we talked about at halftime. That's exactly what we talked about at halftime. I'm glad we picked that up. And we've got to clear all the players out. We've got to clear them out to half court. Now, White is making the case that we didn't call that in the first half, and they may be correct, but that's the type of play where you're right calling it any day of the week, 100% of the time. That's one where you can tell her, well, we missed it in the first half. And obviously she won't be happy, but you've done it correctly this time, and that's all that matters. Yeah, after an intentional foul, we give them 2 shots and we give them the basketball back at the point of interruption. In this situation, it'd probably be about half court. Not a big deal. You go back to the intentional foul. What do you say if a player asks you about it? You know, I think that on that particular play, we say something like, he wasn't playing the ball. You got to make an attempt on the basketball, that type of thing. Because there are plenty of fouls that players commit intentionally. I mean, you just probably had 5 or 6 fouls that were committed intentionally by White in that last sequence. But by definition, an intentional foul either has to have excessive contact or not playing the basketball, which is obviously what you had there. It's a 4-point game. It's going to be White basketball coming out. Should about do it.